Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Ian. I'm with MaddenSchool.com, and today we're breaking down one concept that I use to beat cover 2 style defenses in Madden 21. So in this video, we're going to be going over how to pull down the cornerbacks in cover 2 zone. Those guys are the ones in the cloud flats there, and we're going to be going over how to kind of manipulate them into getting them out of position. And then later on in the video, we're going to go over how to do it with some different plays, and then what to do if they're using zone drops and we can't manipulate them, how we handle that. So let me just dive right into this. We're in the single back tight Y off formation here, and the play is PA boot slide, but this concept can be done from different plays, different formations. I'll go over some different ones at the end of this video, but all we're going to be doing here is we're going to be taking advantage of a situation where we're going to motion somebody over to the outside of like a corner route like this, who is on like a flat route or something very shallow to the sideline, and then I like to smart route a corner route. And that's one of my favorite concepts this year, just because the smart route, a corner route, can turn into kind of like an outside slant, which absolutely destroys man-to-man coverage as well as cover 2 if you do it right. And then against any cover 2, I always like to have the tight end or somebody in the middle of the field on a streak route to hold the deep safeties towards the middle of the field to allow us to kind of throw the ball in that sideline hole. So let me show it to you here. What you're going to be looking at is the B receiver. That's circle on PlayStation 4. I'm just going to go ahead and cancel the play action. And notice how the outside cornerback here is in a cloud flat. He should be covering that B or circle receiver, but because of the route that Y receiver is on, he's going to suck down immediately and cover that Y receiver. That's going to make this B receiver absolutely wide open. So let me run it through here for you. And so you can see how that can lead to a one-play touchdown pretty easily, especially if you have some speed there on the outside. Let me just take this into instant replay. So what we're going to be looking at here, first off, is the outside cornerback. Let me get a good angle on this. So we're looking at that cornerback there. And if we know our opponent's in a cover 2, that's really the only thing we have to read. Let me just go ahead and snap it here. You're going to see how that cornerback goes out immediately with our receiver on the drag route, or I should say on the kind of flat route. And then when this guy makes his cut here, this safety is worried about this streak route, even though the streak route's kind of slow. So he's kind of drifting towards the middle part of the field, kind of in here, when he really should be heading straight to the sideline out here. So that's going to create this huge void for us to throw the ball to. So let me show that to you here. We lead pass it out to the sideline, and then when you catch it, all you have to do is just make sure that your receiver is faster than the safety, or if you can make one guy miss, and then you can just walk into the end zone pretty easily. So that's kind of how it looks, kind of how the idea works. Now, the type of thing you want to look for is, why is it that you never have any shallow kind of route, like this wire triangles route, to the outside of like a short outbreaking route, like a smart routed B or circle route? Also, why is it that you can no longer do out routes, or I should say slant out routes? In previous Madden games, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, outward slants were perfectly acceptable. They took that out of the game, which means likely there was some reason for that. And the reason is that if you can find a way to have your B or circle receiver, or really any receiver, but in our case here, the B or circle receiver, doing a outward slant, it really makes it hard to defend for any real defense, especially cover 2 or cover 2 man or any sort of man-to-man coverage. And so that's probably the reason it was taken out. And so that's why we're going to try to replicate it, because it's so effective. So again, I'm going to run through here. You can kind of do whatever you want with your other receivers. You can put this guy like on a hitch and like playmaker him if you'd like. I like to cancel the play action though for this particular play. And we're going to have a much more detailed breakdown of this entire formation coming out, probably like a mini ebook within the next couple of weeks from when I'm filming this video, just because there's such a good formation, very versatile. So this is the setup that you'll probably find in one of our upcoming mini ebooks, so keep that in mind if you're an unlimited subscriber. And then basically all you're doing, you just snap the ball, You wait for him to break, fire it in there, and easy touchdown. Now this will also work against a cover 2 man, but if you don't motion this guy over, it works a little better. For the scope of this video, what we're going over here is a concept to beat the cover 2 zone, so I'm not going to really get into that here, but just be aware that these outward slants, especially if you have like a route technician guy, a slot-o-matic guy, some of those good route running abilities with a superstar receiver, it'll really work well. So let me just go over here, same play though, what to do if your opponent is using zone drops. So zone drops will stop this, and it's something to keep in mind. So let's say they come over here, they would need to use a pretty deep zone drop, so maybe probably 20 yards. They probably don't need to go deeper than that, would stop that outward slant. So let's go ahead and choose the same play. And then we'll find PA boot slide and single back tight Y off. Just motion this guy over. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be that route that he's on. It could be just the standard hot routed flat route. That's totally fine. But he does have to be outside of this receiver. So if this B or circle receiver was on the flat route and this wire triangle receiver was on the outward slant, it wouldn't work. You need this the kind of pull down route on the outside of the real route that you want to go to. So let me just go ahead and block the running back here. And since we're doing the zone drops, let me reset and show it to you first with just the standard play, and then I'll show it to you if we do a smart route or flat route. So you're going to notice this B or circle receiver isn't going to be as open just because that cornerback's going to keep dropping back with him. But again, that's really your read on this play. You just look at that cornerback, and if our guy will get set there, I don't know why he's not letting us snap. Let me try it again. So we're going to look at the cornerback on the outside. Hopefully they'll let him set. And you can see here, he just keeps going back. So all we do is throw to the sideline, and usually he's not going to run out of bounds like that. Let me show it to you again. All we do is throw to the sideline, rack catch it, and you're going to get 8 to 10 yards pretty easily, and it forces them into choosing one or the other. Now, obviously, we'd rather have them choose this wire triangle receiver, but if they do sink back with that B or circle receiver, then you can hit that wire triangle receiver, rack catch it. It works a little better with the smart routed flat route. Let me show you that as well. So we smart route him to a flat route, and this is a much better look for us. And we can just keep waiting and waiting and letting him drop. Then you throw it in there. Doesn't look like much, but that's 11 yards. And what it's going to do is it's going to force them to get out of those zone drops, and it's really going to open things up. So again, this is how it's going to look. We can put him on the smart route, or I should say the hot route, to a flat route. And then we just watch the cornerback keep dropping, throw it in there. This time 9.5, 10 yards. So let me get out of the zone drops, go over showing you that this is also going to work against standard soft squats. It really doesn't matter which of the 3 light blue zones that our opponent is using. If zone drops are off, it doesn't matter if it's hard flats, cloud flats, or soft squats. That outside cornerback is going to pull down. So I'm going to go with cover 2 sink here, which uses the soft squats. And I took off the zone drops, and we're going to do the same play here. PA boot slide, so I'm going to show you soft squats are on the field, but it doesn't matter. And those of you who don't really know exactly what the zones do, hard flats take away pretty much what this wire triangle receiver is supposed to be on, that really shallow short route. Cloud flats are supposed to drop a little bit deeper, and soft squats are really supposed to drop deep and really not let nothing behind them, like a streak route or anything like that. But when we do this technique and have a kind of flat route or something towards the sideline on the outside of an outward slant like this, or a smart routed corner route, it pulls down the corner. So let me show that to you here. You can see the corners pulled down, and we fired in there. It wasn't a great lead pass by me there, but you can see it still works. So this is just one play that you can use with this concept, but there's plenty of other ways to do it. Let me just kind of look through a playbook real fast. I think I saw one in gun. somewhere in the gun formation earlier, maybe flex tray. Let me just take a look. So something like probably hitch corners, which is going to work fine if we use some motion. Or actually, let me find empty base flex is probably better. Let's find one in here. We can use strong curl. So let's use strong curl here. We're still going to call a Tampa 2, but it could be a hard flat or cloud flat, or the other one with the deeper zones, the soft squats. So remember, in order for this play to work, we have to have kind of an outward breaking route on the outside of a smart routed corner route. So one thing you can do is just motion this guy over here, put him on a flat route, and then motion him back. Something like that's going to work just fine. So let me show you the look from the defense's point of view. So we're in soft squats, but it's going to work the exact same, whether it's hard flats or soft squats or cloud flats. So you see how he's pulled down there? He doesn't drift back deep as he should, and that creates a really easy pitch and catch window. So you could also do something like this. Smoke screen, smart route this guy. Now, if you don't smart route that wire triangle receiver, he just gets a little bit too deep and the safety can cover him. But with a smart route, and not all corner routes can be smart routed into those kind of quick outward slanting routes, but many of them can. So you'll look through your playbook that you're using and see which corner routes can be smart routed. And again, same result. So this isn't specific to one play or one formation or anything like that. It is specific though to having a outward breaking corner route that's kind of shallow with a route that's outside of that. So in this case, the X or square receiver running back out there is outside of the wire triangle receiver. And so we can just put him on that smoke screen and easy pitch and catch. Now, like I said earlier in the video, one thing I like to do is make sure that the tight end is on a streak route to hold the safeties in the middle of the field. That just gives us a little bit more of a window to throw to that wire triangle receiver, because a safety can't just break to the sideline. So you can see how that works. And if we could turn it upfield, still easy 25, 30 yards. So I hope you can use this concept, and I hope you understand how we can beat cover 2 defenses a little bit better in Madden 21. And so go ahead and add this into your playbook. And if you have any questions with how it works, I'll be here. Again, my name is Ian. I'm with MaddenSchool.com. Take care.